This week, weddings,
retirement,
and guns.
This is the front page. Welcome to the front page, the show that brings you the top content from the social news website Reddit.com. I'm Tyler Slayton.
And I'm Neil Figuracion.
Right on. We made it through the holiday weekend. Yes. How was your Labor Day?
I went to a cookout and hid in a hammock because I don't like to be in nature.
That's a terrible place to hide, especially if you want to be in nature.
I don't want to
be in nature. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because the hammock was my shelter. It was like a cocoon.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't have to touch the ground or be in the air or the sun.
So you're technically outside, but in the easiest possible manner.
I could see my phone more clearly, and also didn't get bit by bugs.
It sounds like you could have just stayed home.
I like people, kind of.
And all those people are outside.
Yeah, why?
Stupid outsiders.
I don't understand.
Yeah. All right.
Like people say they get nature, they like nature, and it's like, that's bug bites and itching. I think we talked about how grass itches.
I like looking at nature.
Pictures.
I need pictures. I'll look out a window at nature. Look at all that nature. That's fantastic. I don't want to go in it because there's scary stuff out there and sunburns and whatnot.
I mean, yeah, bugs bite you and stuff.
Bugs are not good. No.
Yours?
Good. I went to a wedding. Went to a pretty awesome wedding, actually.
Oh.
Yes. Congratulations, Josh and Kat, on your nuptials.
Nuptials sound dirty.
It's weird. It's it's a very clean concept, but yeah, it's the dirty sounding word for something very clean.
If you've seen Game of Thrones, then weddings never.
No, there were zero deaths at this wedding,
or a betting situation.
There was none of that. There was no
pulling the sheet.
No wizardry, nothing. It was but still really great. An ice cream truck showed up at one point.
Wait, that's like magic.
That is actually, yeah. So yeah, there was magic. I lied.
Okay.
Yeah, just at 9:00 when everyone's hammered, they turned off the DJ sound. You just heard, and everyone lost their minds.
I always want ice cream. So.
Yeah, and I did. I was like, one strawberry shortcake, please. It was good humor ice cream, with the pictures on the side and everything. The whole thing. It was awesome.
Classic.
The whole thing was great. I had a lot of fun.
Yay.
Speaking of lots of fun, we got a fun show.
What?
It's called The Front Page.
What?
We talk about the top content on the social news website, Reddit.com.
What is Reddit?
Reddit's a social news website.
Okay.
On the internet. The internet is a series. I think we did this exact same thing last week. Forget it.
Well, it's not like we don't have new watchers every week.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
I'm not in charge of those metrics. All right, but we're going to do our first story. Submitted to the subreddit GIFs by Slightly Stable. I like to think that they have a sister account that's mostly unstable. Anyway, this one, there's a lot of stuff on the internet that makes you feel like more of a man than someone else. A lot of really overprivileged, terrible people saying awful things, and you're just like, these are not men. I am a mighty man compared to this person. This particular video made me feel like a little girl. It is titled, Rugby Player Pops Dislocated Shoulder Back in Mid-Play. So you're going to want to keep your eye on the guy in the blue on the left side of your screen.
In the regular season when Munster won, here comes
this
Smith
next
again.
coming hit.
Bam! From Smith.
Oh, did you see it? Yeah.
Letting everybody know what he can do.
I got I feel like that guy cutting back to... I got a GIF here that illustrates it a little better. Actually, telestrates it a little better. Just... Ooh! That's a man right there. I am not. No.
Sportsing.
If that were me, there would just be a lot of crying and people being like, "Did you pee?" No, I didn't pee.
And they're on grass, which makes it worse.
Makes what worse?
They're in nature.
Oh, yes. I see. Yeah. You want to go to competitive lying in hammocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just lying, hiding in hammocks.
We just look like the biggest wusses ever right now. 5 minutes ago, we were like, oh, there's bugs outside. And this guy's Oh, excuse me while I fix a medical injury just on the fly.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
No, you definitely don't need to. You're fine. You can walk off the field at that point. You can go, excuse me, I need to go. A part of my body separated from the other part that it's supposed to be connected to. I'm going to take 5 if that's
his head
cool.
Flew off, that would be a challenge.
Oh, you're saying now you're questioning his fortitude? Like, no. It's just your arm. Why'd you even take a knee, you big wuss?
He was trying to go for the ball. That's why he took a knee.
Also, what are they... Those are not... All right, well, I should say this. I was going to say, those don't seem like rugby outfits to me, but then again, rugby outfits... The only rugby outfits I'm used to are the ones that are in, like, Old Navy. That are just called, like, rugby shirts. Mm-hmm. So, I'm probably in the wrong, I'm sure. Because it's a sports thing, and I should...
sports fashion
I should not have tried to question a sports thing, so we should move on.
Yeah.
This was... Next was submitted to the subreddit Pix. I read that last username. Oh, yeah, I did. By Trust the Duck.
It was slightly stable before.
Yes. And that's Trust the Duck, not Truss it. Like a...
I understand.
Not like a cooking term.
The concept of trust.
Yes.
And also trusses.
This subreddit Pix. On rare days, you can see the bottom of the stream near my apartment. This was unexpected. Yeah. It didn't go into where this person lives, but that's terrifying.
Yeah, can you identify what that is by looking at it?
I think it's an AK-47. Again, my knowledge coming from video games, but what do you call the cops at that point? Like, I wouldn't even know what to do. I would definitely take a picture of it, like this person did, right. And put it on the internet.
I mean, maybe it's army ants.
Underwater army ants, the Navy ants.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not like it's dangerous. It's not gonna. You can't shoot anyone with that. AK-47s are pretty heavy duty gun.
Yeah.
Like they're rough and tumble, but I don't think after they've been under a stream and covered in rust, I don't think they're gonna fire.
Yes.
So like there's no danger of like a kid picking it up and hurting himself.
Not like a landmine.
Well, he could get tetanus or something, I guess, but he's not gonna shoot anybody. But yeah, I don't know.
How old do you think that is?
I don't know. It's hard to say, but
does it date back to the 1800s?
I just don't know. I can't think of any. It's a weird neighborhood you live in that there are both creeks and just tossed AK-47s everywhere.
Maybe it was that time they shot Red Dawn.
It could be a prop. You know what? We assumed it's a real gun. It might not be. It could have been some stupid kids playing airsoft.
It could just be weird shadow.
It could be a weird shadow. It could be
just like
of what it's like
someone's doing a hand puppet
or
in the dirt.
It's just like a bunch of like fish in a very particular shape.
Yeah.
And if you like throw a rock in there, they'd all scatter.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No. But yeah, we assumed it's a real gun, but it could not be. In any case, that would be a weird way to start your morning. You would just be like, I found an automatic weapon today. Before my coffee, so that's a thing.
Take it to Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah, how much for this? You shouldn't have that anywhere near you, sir. A big rusty gun, but yeah, I thought that was
odd.
It is definitely odd.
At least it wasn't at a gun show.
Well, I think it would be more appropriate at a gun show, wouldn't it? I mean, you wouldn't be able to sell it, probably, but like I found this.
Wouldn't you?
Found
don't
this
we have the right to buy and sell to whoever, whatever?
Well, I'm saying no. I think legally you could sell it. I just don't think you'd have a buyer.
Oh,
yeah. All right, moving on. This next one, I'm submitted to the subreddit Science by Raw Dog Spa. This is a tongue twister. Raw Dog Spa Dog.
Raw Dog Spa Dog.
Spa. It makes it sound like you have an accent from an undescript location. Raw dog, spa dog. And I hesitated to pick this story because it seems like every like not even every year, like a couple times a year, you get a story that's about like the biggest breakthrough in AIDS and HIV research, and then nothing really comes about it. Like you're like, oh, we might have this, might have it on the ropes, and then you don't hear anything about it. This though is interesting just based on the precedent alone. Title of the story is, in new study, HIV prevention pill Truvada is startlingly 100% effective. So this comes from a study done in San Francisco involving more than 600 high-risk individuals, most of whom were men who have sex with men. It literally says in the article, I'm not being a prude and I don't want to say gay. That's what it says.
Well, yeah, you can be...
I guess they need to be
a man who has sex with men who is not identified as gay.
Yeah, I guess they just need to be scientifically accurate. These individuals were healthy at the time of enrollment and were put on a daily regimen of a pill called Truvada as a pre-exposure prophylaxis. The shortening is PrEP of that. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that PrEP has been shown to reduce the risk of HIV infection by up to 92% when taken consistently. In this study, 100% of the participants remained HIV-free. Not a single person in the study, published in the Clinical Infectious Diseases, became infected while on the drug during the study that included a 2.5 year observation.
It's a decent amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, 600 people in a high-risk area over 2.5 years, and 100%? That seems, I mean, it's definitely statistically significant.
Yeah. A question would be, I mean, we know there's 600 people in there. A question would be what to do with this?
Well, the weird thing is, like, it explains in the story that Truvada isn't, like, a new thing. At one point, there was a study that was going on in 2012 in Los Angeles, and it was, like, labeled as a party drug. That, like, there was... You could literally go on like Instagram and Twitter, and there was the hashtag Truvada whore, and people were thinking that like, oh, it's just a pill that you get at a gas station that says it has effects, and people were taking it and thinking it would keep them completely safe. So it had like a bad reputation, and I don't know, it's still, I guess, is slowly being considered as like an effective treatment. For HIV. Preventive treatment, yeah.
It's like I remember before AIDS was on the table, like as a thing. And things changed really radically.
Well, yeah, it got scary because,
like especially scary. Things have shifted again, like not again, but have been shifting continuously since then. Right.
And, well, it changed because, it's like the Eddie Murphy routine. Like up until that point, sexually transmitted diseases were just like, oh, it was a bummer if you got it. This like killed people, so I shouldn't laugh at that. It killed people, and it was terrifying.
Yeah, I remember. Not that I.
Yeah, not firsthand experience, right. But yeah, you remember the vibe at the time.
I've known people with the disease.
Sure, yeah, it's a scary thing, and this is. There's obviously more. There's a lot more stuff that needs to come out of this. A lot more testing. It says there are several dozen.
Like I'm thinking, like, okay, does this turn into the new pill? Like, or not the new pill, but a new pill. Like you just have to take it all the time.
It said like in other studies that its effectiveness drops off significantly if you don't do it consistently.
Well, just like the pill.
Yeah, I guess so. So it says you need to be taking it like every day, which given whatever sort of area you live in or your lifestyle choices or whatever is going on with you is something to consider. Mm-hmm. But it says there's several dozen other ongoing clinical trials with this going on in Australia and South Africa, among other places.
All places where testing could be helpful.
Yes, and I thought this was very, very positive. It's very rare when you almost never see a story that has 100% in it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was positive and cool, and we should talk about it.
Let's hope that it turns into something that changes changes the world.
That would be awesome. Okay, moving on.
Probably just for the rich people.
Well, it doesn't say how much it'll cost, but I'm sure. Well, that's a whole other thing. Moving on. Let's just get all seriousness out. No, because we're going to the funny subreddit.
Oh,
literally funny. Submitted by Nomis Genos. Okay, there's a 0 in there. Whatever. My wife is a school teacher, and this is the struggle she has to endure. These are apparently names of kids in her class.
Wow.
This is one class.
Wow, it's a popular
Jaden,
set of names.
Jaden, Aiden, different Aiden, another different Aiden, and Hayden.
Wow.
I think we can say with certainty the Aiden names have gotten out of control. You shouldn't be able to walk into any room.
Do we know what city this is in?
No. Sorry.
I mean, it looks like preschool or maybe first grade, kindergarten.
Oh, something like that. P.S. Middle Aiden there, like, he's a goth kid in the making, because he was like, I'm going to do all the letters black. And I guarantee someone stopped him in the middle and was like, maybe another color.
Well, everyone else has like multicolors.
Yeah. But yeah, you shouldn't be able to walk into any room in America and say, is there an Aiden here? And 5 people turn their head. It's just like, no, Aiden. It's like, oh, okay, we've narrowed it down to 3 people. How do you spell Aiden?
Yeah.
How
do you spell that?
Or secondly, you didn't need to do the last initial because they are all spelled differently.
Right. Well, but just saying it out loud.
Oh, when the teacher... Oh, another one.
I mean, it's a tool.
Back to the wedding I had. At one point, they were trying to get a bunch of rowdy drunk people quiet, and someone she was in the bridal party, a teacher, takes the microphone from the like DJ announcer guy and does the hands up, and everyone went mouth shut. And like everyone just like the Pavlovian response of hearing
I've never
that.
Heard of this.
You never heard of the hands up, mouth shut?
No.
Oh, it's a big teacher thing. That's a last resort thing. That's like when your mom counts to 3, like, you know, like, I don't want to know what happens if we don't say mouth shut. Like,
when did that arise?
Oh, that's a thing. I don't think it was a thing. Like, it's a teachers now thing. Like, they didn't do it when I was in school.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah, it's a thing that teachers do.
I think like, hands up, I'm partying.
Right. That's what the teacher thought she was doing. And like, hey, that's my job. And then he literally asked, like, are you a teacher?
Throw your hands in the air.
Yes.
That's what I think.
No one waved them like they just don't care. Everyone got quiet and attentive.
Hands
like
up
they did
like
care.
You care.
There you go. All right. Next story.
Jaden, Aiden, Hayden.
Yes. That should be someone. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that was someone's username on here at some point.
I think, that's either a username or an improv team is going to have that.
Right. It's like the Simpsons. It's the Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo. Hey, Joey Jojo. Half our audience is like, what? A 15-year-old Simpsons reference. Okay. Next one. Also in the subreddit Funny. Submitted by Sheldon Cooper. It's just called, Did That Go Into Our Neighbor... Oops. Video will explain. Like, what do you do at that point?
Like, that's...
I think you have to leave town, right?
I couldn't see what it went into.
It just went over into the next yard, apparently, or probably several yards over, but...
To a neighbor's yard?
Yeah, or somewhere. I don't know. We don't know what's back there, but... It could be fake. It definitely could be coincidence. But I thought it was funny enough that... Also, I don't like this jerk smoking the Natalia cigarette extender thingy. But other than that, I thought this was... Oh, and the fact that it's shot in portrait mode. A lot of portrait mode at the wedding, too. And I was like, stop it. What are you doing?
But when you watch this on a
device, it'll look perfect, yeah. But I don't know. It's a thing that bugs me. I'm not alone. But yeah, I thought that one was funny. Firework safety, kids. Don't drink and firework. And definitely don't cigarette extender thingy and fireworks.
Oh, wow. What if he fired it from that thing?
That's true. Although, maybe he was using it to, like, light the fireworks, which would be technically safer.
That's why you need the extender.
Yes. Yeah, clearly these guys are safety first is their motto. Okay. Next story. It's another school-related one. It's been a subreddit Pics by LeoMeister104. My cousin came home from school with this on her wrist today. Like, dude, your cousin is a bad kid. Like, there's no way. Like, they don't just send that home with everyone. That's the
I didn't do homework.
Yeah, that's the. And also, she's a bad kid. This was submitted this week. She couldn't have been in school for more than 2 weeks.
No, some kids have had school for 3.
Yeah, but even then, like, the teacher knows you're the bad kid who doesn't do homework. Like,
well, do we know that that's the bad kid?
Why else would you do it? You can't do it to every kid. Like,
I mean, what, you have 40 kids in a classroom?
That's technically like sending a note home to your mom. That's some high level, you grade school screwed up. Offense.
This is on your permanent record.
I'm trying to think if there's like a system that they have, so they have to like bring it back, like signed by their mom or something, like the bracelet. I don't know.
Maybe homework could actually be present.
Wait, what?
Like, the system is, the homework is actually turned in.
Oh, I guess that's true. I get. Well, but then you could still be like, show my mom, she didn't care. She's just like,
if that's the case,
I don't listen to a stupid paper bracelet.
Sending the paper bracelet is not effective if that's the case.
That's true. The next step will be just like, you send the kid home in like some sort of saw type box that only opens if like if they complete their homework.
I didn't see those movies. Is that what you're referring to?
Saw is a cultural touchstone at this point, sir.
I'm ignorant.
No, just like some sort of device that like you can't put like food or TV into until the homework is completed.
Oh.
I think that could work.
Yeah. You just have to do the thing or else.
Exactly. Do the thing.
Soft.
Kids, stay in school. Do the thing.
Do the thing.
All right. Next story. This one, it's hit some nostalgia for me. Also subreddit Pics by Rasali. Mr. Bean in his armchair on top of his Mini driving around London today, celebrating 25 years.
Wow.
So I guess it is the 25th anniversary. I don't know if it's like 25th anniversary of the show or like when he started doing the character or whatnot, but
it must be the character.
Yeah, what would that... Yeah, but like 1990? Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's right.
All right.
I feel like it was just after Blackadder.
Yeah, that makes sense. But, yeah, I used to love Mr. Bean as a kid. Like...
I only saw a little bit of it.
Really? Because I just liked it because it was like it was sort of like a Roadrunner cartoon, but like something like without dialogue, but like real life. And there was this...
I mean, he's a really effective,
He's an amazing physical performer.
Yeah.
And like, it was a giant 5-year-old that would like, what would a 5-year-old do in all these situations? And it was a man in a suit.
Can you see anyone driving him?
I feel like it's probably... It's either like remote or those boxes are positioned in such a way that...
Like he's driving from the top?
He's supposed to be, yeah, this is one of the sketches. Do you remember this?
No.
It's like I forget, he's like moving or... I think he's moving apartments and he stuffs his car so full that he can't sit in it. So he grabs a chair and puts it on and then he's steering with the mop. Or hitting the pedals or something. Oh, no. That's the rope he has. That's steering, and then the mop is hitting the pedals.
Oh,
yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, I thought that was a cool throwback.
Yeah. Wow.
There was also a really terrible... they made an American Mr. Bean movie.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing the trailer
Yeah,
for it.
that was not good. The only good part about it was they did they put his sketches, like they found a way to weave them into the story.
Mhm.
So there's a part where he's making dinner, and for some reason the family has an entire turkey in there, and he gets the turkey caught in his head, and it's really funny. Those have got to be all up on YouTube. I gotta go back and watch all those. I'm gonna fall down that rabbit hole of Mr. Bean and just watch them and fall asleep to them.
Yeah, I mean, if Red Dwarf is on Netflix, if it is, I don't know.
You just went with, yeah.
I remember that it was.
If that's a thing that's happening, it's right on. All right, moving on. Oh, I like this one. I think you'll get this. This was submitted to the subreddit gaming, which is why I say you might get this.
Maybe.
But it was Isaiah 76, and it says it's just called The Quickest Way to Go Solo. And it's a collection of images called the Breaking Up Friendships Starter Pack. So you have the landing on boardwalk.
No good.
The wild draw 4, which is like you might as well pull a gun on your friend at that point. The blue shell.
I've seen.
Yeah, the blue shells.
I've heard of these things.
And then the GoldenEye, the dual. You ever played GoldenEye? Oh man, that's probably the game I spent. That's probably the game I've played the most ever, at least multiplayer for sure. It's based on the James Bond GoldenEye, and it was like a first person. It was like the first big console first person shooter. It had multiplayer, and it was amazing. We played that for hours. You'd like old school, like 4 split screens on like a 20-inch TV. You had to like kind of promise that no one would look at each other's.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But yeah, the golden gun was it would kill anyone in one shot. You only hit him once.
Got it.
But I would say worse than that though is there was a mode where it was in the James Bond game. You could do James Bond's like karate chop, like the Roger Moore, like basically his version of the Vulcan nerve pinch.
Yeah.
And there was a mode where it would be no guns. You would just have that. And whatever party you were at where you were playing it, someone inevitably would be like, "Let's play slappers only." And you'd be like, "Time out. You don't get to play. You're out. Like you lose a turn. You can't because slappers only was the worst." Because it was the worst melee combat that had ever been in a video game. And that's all you had. Meanwhile, like you could be playing with rocket launchers and proximity mines and all sorts of things. And
slapping people is fun.
No, it's not. Not in this game. Not in this Pierce Brosnan vehicle. But yeah,
I like that it's a starter pack of breaking up friendships.
Yeah. There's a whole.
Because there's so many ways in gaming.
No, there's a series of there's a meme sort of that's like the like the douchebag starter pack, and it's like a can of Axe body spray and like a track jacket. And our audience is going to like I wear track jackets. Track jackets are comfortable. I never ran track. I only had the jacket. But yeah, don't use any of those if you're playing, except for the draw 4.
I feel like it's inevitable, especially if someone's at Uno.
Yeah, but it's a thing where you still you kind of feel bad. You're just like, unless someone's being a dick in Uno, you don't like playing the draw +4. You kind of just go, sorry.
There's a point at which you use it.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Submitted to the subreddit. Mildly interesting. Oh, you will dig this. You are a person who rides a bicycle.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say often. You ride a bike every day, don't you?
Everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know where this is from. Oh, it was submitted by Sinby Silence. These stairs have a slot to make it easier for you to bring your bike up and down them. Look at that.
Oh, helpful.
Right.
I've seen. Oh, I can see how it works now.
Yeah, so you
there's
walk up
and a
next.
down, or
yeah, I assume there's 2, so you can 2 people can pass each other. But yeah,
so I've seen a little ramp up the side of the stairs for some bikes.
Oh, okay. You're still supposed to walk it though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is the same principle, but
yeah, you're not riding up that.
Yeah. Although, man, if you're not paying attention, you could mess up walking down that. Like if you're texting or something and you don't have a bike and you try and walk down the middle, you are screwed. Not that I'm saying we shouldn't have that, because that's just the universe, like, getting rid of idiots. Like, I'm totally okay with that. Like,
we should have at least a semblance of remembering where things are.
Oh, yeah, no, let's cull the population a little bit. Too many people texting out there. I sounded like the oldest person ever. Like, I don't like these guys. Ghost of Andy Rooney here. What's with all the texting? So yeah, I thought you'd appreciate that as a cyclist.
Well, I want to.
That can't be the name. There's got to be a name for people who get around mostly, but they can't be cyclist.
Yeah, that's a word.
I know that's a word, but that's like a person who does races and stuff. Like, is there a word for just someone who
commutes on a bike?
Yeah, who like has a T-shirt that says commuter? Like, if it's not fixed, don't break it. Yeah. All right. Do you have a fixie? You have
what?
A fixed gear bike.
Oh no.
You got like a mountain bike?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Just where is it right now? Is it chained up?
It's chained up. Yeah.
Okay. With a good chain or like a... All right. Steal your bike. I'm going to commit a junior high crime.
Thanks.
All right. This next story is... I used it just because the title is so weird that I'm like, all right, I'll click. Submitted subreddit pics by Antiquafard. Antiquafard? I might be reading that wrong. We're both very, very tired. But it's just called The Strange Beauty of Soviet Bus Stops. Right, which automatically makes you go like, what could that possibly be? But this is a series of photos of bus stops in what I assume is just formerly Russia now. Yeah.
Formerly
Soviet probably era. Built Soviet era. But just really weird, like...
shelters.
Yeah.
Well, it's awesome that they built shelters.
Right, but just like made in patterns that like these are wood, like wood is not supposed to be in that sort of shape. This one looks like sort of like a 1950s gas station. Look at this one.
Super cool.
That looks like something like the being like the City Museum in St. Louis or something.
Yeah. I've been there once.
Like, I've never been there. But like, yeah, like weird art installations.
That looks like very efficient shelter, that one there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're bizarre. And it doesn't seem like this sort of thing would come out of Soviet era Russia. I figured they would just be like
prove themselves like I don't know. I didn't live there.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like a time for like fun and whimsical like public structures.
Well, I mean, as you can see, everything around it is fairly barren.
Oh, it is bleak. It's about as bleak as you expect Russia to be. But yeah, super bizarre.
I mean, that's cool.
I wonder, like, I don't know if this person lives in Russia or they were just visiting there and they're like, have you noticed all the really cool bus stops? Or they don't even look like bus stops. That's the thing. They don't really have any signage. I don't know if they're still being used, but I would not immediately go... They must have to have been told, like, no, these are bus stops. And like, your bus stops are weird, man.
Like, can you see the Clark bus coming up by one of these? That'd be cool, though. I just want shelters.
Yeah, I would rather have the more effective ones. This one...
I mean, it's
not doing anything for
I don't
anybody.
know that that's a bus stop. Is that a bus stop?
That's what, according to this person, I'm going to trust...
All right.
Whatever. That person with the name I can't read.
They look like, like some crazy video game set in the future.
It looks a little Fallout, yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, last story of the day. This is an emotional one. This is I saved a tearjerker for last. This is submitted to subreddit pics by G3. I'm just gonna spell it. G3 TYASUM. G3 Tyasum.
Get.
No. Oh wait, yeah, it might be get. I don't know. We gotta stop wasting time on trying to figure people's out. Like, I should just contact them. Like, hey, I'm gonna talk about you in an internet show. How do you pronounce your business there? I'm not gonna do that. That's way too much work. All right, but it's called "For as long as I have lived in my house, always thought the mailman was very nice. He put this in the mailbox. Reminds me that there are good, warm people in all walks of life. So this is a note left by a mailman named Mike. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but give you the gist. It says, "Hi, Mike the mailman here. With a heavy heart, they announce my retirement from the U.S. Postal Service. 20 years have seemingly flown by. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to have been your letter carrier for the past 4 years. Many of you have been with me that long, some have not. I've enjoyed getting to know you, and I hope that I have provided a service to your liking." And then he goes on to explain that people, the neighborhood has been like a second family to him. And it says, "I lost my wife of 42 years in September of 2014, but I know she would agree that it's time to close this chapter and start a new one. My last day will be September 30th, 2015.
Wow.
I do sincerely wish you and yours all the best, Mike Raymond." And I thought that was awesome. And I think I will speak for you. We here at the front page salute Mike and say, technically he could be saluted because he's a federal employee.
He wears a uniform. Probably
This
has
is
a badge.
yeah. He has equipment. He has government issued equipment. Drives a government vehicle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was super adorable, and it was married to his wife for 42 years. That's a long time. But yeah, I thought that was a nice, sweet story to end on. Yes.
Yeah.
I can be adorable sometimes.
Hey, and people got married.
Who got married?
Your friends.
Oh yeah.
And other
Well,
people. I know other people got married.
Oh yeah, you got friends. You want to give your friends a shout out that got married?
That's fine.
You didn't? Did you not reply? You did not RSVP?
I didn't know about it until they got married, so whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, did you not get invited?
I'm not that close.
Whatever, fuck those people.
Hey, take it easy.
No, they're fine. I wish them long and happy everything and many babies.
People who get married, basically you generally root for them.
Yeah, are there anyone all right, who got married that you didn't root for?
Oh, well. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, well, no, I was trying to think of someone
if I almost got married once, and I wouldn't have rooted for that relationship.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps the next time we see you. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, share, favorite, comment. Am I missing anything?
Smoke signal.
Repost, Vine it.
Hashtag us.
Hashtag the shit out of this show. But we will see you next time on the front page.